Things that you need to think about when entering your grad scheme in September 2025. Woo! Welcome back, guys, to another video on financy kind of career stuff. It is Wednesday, so that's what we do. Okay, cool. So basically, first of all, before we start, please subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. I've said before, I'm trying to get this as big as I can, as quickly as I can, so that we can make these videos a lot better and yeah, just make it more like kind of how I want this channel to go, and just have like better edits and stuff, because right now I'm just sitting in my bedroom and I bring up a whiteboard. I just want to add some extra stuff into it. But yeah, you know what, let's kind of set the premise for this video. So a lot of people are going to be starting grad schemes in the next month or so, and I want to make this video just to show you what it's going to be like, things to expect, maybe tips and tricks on sort of what to focus on. And these grad schemes can probably apply to loads of different kinds of grad schemes, I'll be completely honest with you. We're going to be focusing on financy ones and maybe take some inspiration on ones that I did as well. So that includes like audit, but also because I worked in IB, I can talk about that as well, and maybe a bit of buy side stuff as well. So yeah, that's basically the premise of this video. So without further ado, let's get going. So the first thing I want to mention is that a grad scheme is actually a nice sort of transition between university and like full-time job, because you're joining in a big cohort usually, or just a cohort anyway. It feels like you're part of a class and you do things together and you sort of build friendships and stuff. It's not like, so I when I started working, I actually didn't start on a grad scheme. I went to an entry-level role, so I didn't have that sort of network of like, you know, or that feeling of people being around me at the same position. I joined somewhere where I was the least experienced because I had no experience, and then everyone was older than me. Like, it was a bit weird, a bit daunting. Whereas I think a grad scheme offers that sort of, yeah, like I said, the nice transition between you've just stopped being a uni student, you're going to be earning money now, but you still have that sort of class feel. And that's really important to sort of go like delve into, because people that you meet on your grad scheme can actually end up being like really good, like lifelong friends later on. So yeah, man, like I'm not saying you have to be friends with everyone. It's just like school and uni, to be honest with you. So yeah, but these people will help you in uncertain times throughout your journey with that company and things like that. So it's really important to try and get to know your classmates, essentially. Try and get on with them if you can. Don't be a dick. But yeah, I would say that's the first thing I want to mention about grad schemes. And just going off the back of that, the training that you will get is quite like classroom based at the start. So for instance, I was on an audit grad scheme with a mid-tier firm, and straight away we did like a week they used to send us to Windsor, RSM did, so De Vere and Windsor, they used to book it out for however long you need to be there for. So I think we were there for like a week training right at the start of when I joined. So basically you go there, they book you there for a week, you take your clothes and stuff for a week. Essentially 9 to 5, you're doing some like training, classroom based training a lot of the time. And then what happens is in the evenings you go for dinner together with your classmates or your cohort, and then you go for drinks sometimes, or there might be some activities and things to do in the evenings. I think that's a really nice thing, and you'll get that generally only on grad schemes. So make the most of that time, and like make the most of trying to get to know other people in that time as well. So yeah, I think that that training happens a lot in your first year, and then sort of second and third year goes down a bit. But yeah, your first year is like really big on that, and it happens in Big Four as well. Although when I was at a Big Four, when I did the transfer onto the grad scheme there, we didn't, I don't know why, but they were trying to cut costs maybe. They never used to send us like that far, like overnight kind of stay. It was always like in Marble Arch when I did it, or basically near the office actually in Farringdon. So it wasn't like, I don't know, weirdly like the other one was better in a way, because like you went away, you know what I mean? It's kind of better vibe. But no, I'd say like that it's quite a plus point, but it's really good to sort of get to know people there. It's a really good networking opportunity, so make the most of that for sure. Now the next thing is probably more audit related, or ACA related, or ICAS related, whatever qualification you're doing. And you have to prioritize your exams, because exams are the thing that your promotion is generally based on. And not only that, it's also your sort of performance in terms of getting fired. It's really weird. I don't know why they do this, but like for instance, when I was at RSM, one of my colleagues actually did get fired for failing an exam. First time we took it, she failed an exam by 1 mark and she got fired, which is mad to me, absolutely mad to me. And like this, and other Big Four firms and stuff also apparently do this, although they're slightly more lenient, I would say, depending on how good you are at audit. But the way I would approach it is prioritize exams, but don't be shit at your job. You just need to be okay at best at your job. Trust me. It's more about getting your exams out of the way, because I also worked with one of my mates who, to this day, he's the best auditor I worked with in terms of that same level as me, but he was really shit at exams and failed a few exams. So it meant that he wouldn't get promoted when he was well better than me as an auditor. And it was mad to me that we got promoted and he didn't. And I was like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, this person is actually better auditor than me, but just because they haven't passed the exams, they're not got promoted. So pass your exams. That's the number one thing. And a lot of people see audit as shit and boring and stuff. So the quicker you get these exams done, the quicker you can leave. That's what I would say. But yeah, just going on the back of that, actually, I think it's important to also keep like your independence in terms of what you think of things. And what I'm talking about there is that sort of boring point in audit. Loads of people say, oh, I hate audit, it's boring, blah, blah, blah. But if you like it, you like it. Don't pander to someone just because you like something and they don't. So like, some people go on to become partners in audit and earn very, very good money. So you can make a very good career from it. Don't be put off by people just saying, oh, it's shit, and all this stuff. And on the back of that as well, what I got when I was at RSM was, in your first couple of weeks, or in your first year, when you'd work with like people who were in their second or third year, they'd automatically ask you, what are you going to do after audit? Like, they'd try and coax out of you that you want to like get out of audit. I usually say, oh, I don't know yet, because I want to see how audit goes. And like, I never understood why people were trying to sort of coax it out of you that, oh, you hate audit, or like you don't want to do audit. You need to just be able to play the game a little bit, which I hate doing, to be honest with you. But fortunately, if you work at a corporation, you're going to have to play the game. So just ensure that you're saying the right things, and yeah, you're not making a stick for your own back. Is it a rod for your own back? Stick? I don't know what the fuck the saying is. But yeah, making a rod for your own back, because that can come back to bite you in the arse, trust me. I think grad schemes are, you have to think about them as like a little training camp as well, because a lot of them are only like 3.5 years and things like that. So it might seem like a long time in your head and at your age as well, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not a long time. So even if you don't like what you're doing right now, but you're going to get a qualification out of it, just think, I just have to do this for 3 years, smash every exam first time, and I'll be out, and I'll be able to do what the hell I want afterwards. You have to have that mentality. However, if you genuinely hate it, and look, mental health is a big thing. I've struggled with mental health in the last year myself, so I can say that. If you find it too much, then obviously just quit. But I would personally advocate for everyone who starts the ACA or ICAS, whatever they're doing, to finish it. It's really going to help your career later on down the line. But like I said, if you find it too much, then look, I completely understand. Another thing I would say is just in terms of attitude. I think, look, I shouldn't have to say the attitude bit, but having a can-do attitude, positive attitude, looking like you actually want to be there every day. Make sure that you have chats with everyone, and try and find someone at each seniority level as well. So try and find a manager that you get on with really well. Try and find a senior manager you get on with really well, director, and also a partner. And then they can become your go-to people, and then they'll get you onto their clients if they think you're good as well. And that's when you start developing those relationships, that will really help you for promotion as well. For instance, if you want to stay in audit, or even, to be honest, they might have connections elsewhere. But what I would say is, when you find your person, stick with them, and they can really help you get promoted as well, because they have to get sort of downwards feedback as well. Yeah, so you'll have to give upwards feedback, so they need to like play into you as well. So I think it's really important to keep those relationships, because that can really be beneficial for your career, and people don't do that enough, I'll be honest with you. I think it's really important to start plotting your path if you want to leave after your grad scheme. Don't do it too early on, but I'd say, like, if you're coming close to the end of your grad scheme and you're like, I want to leave right after this, you need to, like, 6 months prior to that, start thinking about what you want to do and start planting those seeds. By that, what I mean is, like, try having networking with teams you might want to move to internally or externally. Just start applying for a few jobs here and there, being like, oh, I'm going to finish my ACA in whenever, going to get signed off. Or just the way I did, actually, I did it when I exam qualified. So as soon as I got my exam qualified done, which was like December, we got our exam results. When that was done, that's when I started applying. I was like, yep, this is my time to now start applying for jobs and start going. And I really think people should do that, because otherwise you can get what happens is you sometimes you feel like you've missed the boat then, and then people just get trapped in the same profession. So ensure that you're on it and you have an active sort of plan in order to execute to try and leave if you want to. You don't have to leave. Remember, don't listen to the fucking noise. Trust me. I mentioned this before, but the grad scheme provides you an opportunity to build a network. That network can be so valuable 10 years down the line. So make sure, like I said, keep in touch with everyone, try to make friends with everyone, try and do social things, try and do whatever. And I just think it's really like, you don't have to, if you don't drink, you don't have to. I don't drink, right? But just try and do social things, try and chat to them once in a while. I'm not saying you have to be best friends with everyone, but some of them can go on to become lifelong friends. I just think it's really important just for your future career, because finance, when people start branching into different areas of finance, you realize that every bit of finance is quite small, especially in London. So you always know someone that knows someone. It's like that, what's it, 6 degrees of separation or something, whatever it's called. It's kind of like that. But yeah, I just think it's really important to keep those relationships, because that can really benefit you going forward. Just going back on the one thing I just want to mention as well. So people always ask me in terms of exams, how do you manage it with working? Your company should lay that out to you quite early on, and your managers should also take that on board as well. Now, if you're doing exams and stuff, like I've said, exams are priority. And you say like they want you to work till like 9, just say, sorry, I've got an exam coming up, I need to go revise for it. They should be okay with that if they don't just kick up a fuss to someone else. Because like I said, exams are the priority, but managers should be briefed for you to leave at a reasonable time when you have exams going on. So you have the evenings to study, even if it's like 1 or 2 hours, whatever it is. Just make sure that this is being done, because at the end of the day, if you fail your exam, you're the one that gets fired. It's not your manager that fails an audit. Do you know what I'm saying? So make sure that you're always looking out for yourself. I think that's really, really key in this for sure. But yeah, I think we'll leave it there for now. I've probably got a billion other things that I could have said that I've literally run through my mind right now, but I might do a part 2. If you got any suggestions, things that any questions that you're like, oh my God, what about this? What about this? Whack it in the comments below and I will make a video on it potentially, or I'll just get back to you in the comments. But yeah, please remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. I'm trying to take this as a moon, as I've said. Also, I am offering mentorships now. So if anyone wants to do a mentorship, please get in touch with me. There are very, very limited places, because obviously I do a fuckload of other things, but some people asked me for it and I was like, you know what, maybe I can look into it. It will be at a cost. It's not a free mentorship, I'm not gonna lie to you, but also it's for what I provide. I feel like I'm undercharging myself, but it is what it is. I'm not doing it specifically for the money, so yeah, but I just thought I'd put that out there. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.